Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. It is Sunday, February 23rd, 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new to this podcast, please be sure to check out my website at lisahopp.com. I'm also on Instagram under Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp, and I'm on Facebook under my business page, Lisa M. Hopp, Spiritual Coach and Medium. For those of you listening on YouTube, I hope you connect with this podcast. Please like, subscribe, and share. And on all the other platforms, iHeart, Audible, Spotify. Thank you. I appreciate you listening so much. I know I'm missing some, so thank you. Please, and I hope that you will continue to listen into the future and always feel that you can give me feedback about topics. And I love the connection that I have with all of you who are listening. Thank you. So today's topic comes from messages that I've been getting repeatedly over weeks from Source, from Universe. And that is creating space for miracles. Creating space is like making room for a vacuum. So for instance, it's like a vacuum kind of way. For instance, if you want more abundance, you have to make room for abundance. If you want more love, you have to make room for love. And if you want health, you have to make the space for health. So how do you do that? Well, it is physical, but mostly it's emotional and it's mental. You see, we attract what we are, not how hard we work, not what we stress about, not desperate answers to prayers. We attract what we are. So in order to become what we are, we have to make space for it. It's so important to start your day, as I did this morning, in a space of lightness, of centered in the moment, of feeling and seeing your ideal life coming towards you, and all the colors and sensation and feelings that come with that. During my meditation this morning, I saw myself helping others. I saw and felt myself feeling wholeness and peace, calm, happiness, joy. I saw myself sitting in an ideal location in a plane, traveling, being able to go wherever I want to go. And I, again, seeing and feeling myself with the joy of serving others, of feeling that and seeing that big smile on my face. And while I was doing this, I was saying affirmations within my own mind. I am open to miracles today. I am free. I am abundant. I am prosperous. I am healthy. You can say I am healed. I am whole. All of these affirmations work. And they work the best when you can feel them as you say them. But I always say that start somewhere. Sometimes when we start reciting things positive to ourselves, it doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel comfortable, does it? But if you keep at it, you'll start to convince your subconscious mind that it is real. And then all those colors and feelings start to take place. And then you will see it on the outside, because your outside environment is a mirror of your inside, no matter what, whether it be personally and intimately around you, or in a much larger way, nationally or globally. It's what we're purging out of ourselves that we see. Now, people will say to you, spiritual experts, that when you see something you don't like, it's an aspect of yourself. But I want you to watch that a bit, because if you see something you don't like, but you don't have an emotional reaction to it, it doesn't trigger you. It was who you were, not who you are. We are healing all the time. I am healing in such a way that I've said to you before, if you listen every week, that I am not the same person I was 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. I have a different reaction to things. Things bounce off of me almost like a beach ball. Much more than I ever have before. And if I do have an emotional reaction, a moment of stress or a moment of worry, it's very minimal to the degree that it used to be. And I go right at it. I've also restarted meeting with a mastermind group now. The spiritual experts, meaning Napoleon Hill, who was on this earth, or Neville Goddard, perhaps. People today who are teachers. They would tell you it's very important to meet with peers, with those that you want to study with, to give ideas to, transfer ideas to, get feedback, all of that. And they should be aligned with you. Very aligned with you. Billionaires, for instance, are not going to meet with someone who, in their mastermind group, or invite them in, that makes less than $100,000 a year, because you're not aligned. And that's all right. But your group should be people that prosper you up and lift you up. What I've started to do again is not make one on earth, but go with the Napoleon Hill model that he illustrated, talked about, under the intuition chapter of Think and Grow Rich, his book. So I'm meeting with masters, with teachers that can advise me. And yes, it is using your imagination, but in some way it should tell you that it really is real, that you're really not making it up. If you feel you're making it up, stay with it. But we are one, whether someone is in heaven or on earth. And so you can connect to teachers at any time. Now, I've used to also connect with those on earth subconsciously. But and I still am with one. But for the most part, I've decided to stay with those who have transitioned. I just don't want to bother people right now. That's really it. But if they say yes to joining into your mastermind group, you're not bothering them. They can always say no. So if you need more information on that, comment below if you're on YouTube. And or you can email me at serenityharbor@verizon.net, and I'll give you more clarity about mastermind groups. But they're really about growth. They're really about getting you to that next level. And there are coaches out there that help you with that would invite you into a mastermind group as well. I, for one, now am right now in the process of being just student and going to my council rather than leading one up. But look for those resources, because it is a way to help you, and it's a way to give you ideas, and it's a way to make room for you to receive that abundance, those miracles, the prosperity in every way that wants to come into your life. The minute that you ask for it, it's trying to enter. So it's so important to make room for it. Another way to create space for miracles, abundance, prosperity, health, and love is to declutter. Oh my gosh, right? I am so being nagged to do that. I tend, though, to put it after I get work done, after I do this. But it's there. It's like knocking on my shoulder. And I know that that is universal help telling me what to do. So very, very soon I will be purging not only my professional space, but especially my personal space. Because what you make room for allows expansion. If you are one who is, let's say you do want to be a millionaire. You cannot be a millionaire if you are hoarding, if you are cluttered. It doesn't make room. It shows disorganization. It shows not being ready for it. So it's very important to be in that simplistic, minimalistic space as much as you can. So many know today, and I am one of them, that life is about experiences more than in possessions. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't want possessions or have them. It just means that the more free and clear you are, the more abundance you will have in every way, especially in the way of health. You will feel better. You will feel lighter. You will feel happier. And that is so important to know. So if you haven't worn something in 6 months, or if you went through the winter season and didn't wear things, it's time to get rid of them. I, for instance, have appliances, meaning I guess they are appliances that I don't use, that were gifted to me. It's okay to get rid of them. We tend to hold on to gifts, but honestly, gifts were meant to be paid forward, not to be held on to all the time. Can you hold on to some? Of course. I find great joy in my air fryer. I'm not giving that baby up for nothing. But if I had another air fryer from someone, it would be all right to pass it on. If I received something that I felt would make somebody else's day, it's all right to pass it on. It's all right to give. It's actually wonderful to give. We should all be giving and serving to the best of our ability. Another way to create space for miracles is to feel immense gratitude. I woke up this morning before my meditation and wrote 3 things I am grateful for. It is so important because gratitude multiplies things to be grateful for. It multiplies gratitude. So it's so important to go there. And sometimes you have to reach. Sometimes it isn't easy to find what to be grateful for when you're going through a storm or any struggle. But whatever you can do to find gratitude is so important. Sometimes I just say to myself, there is a reason for it. I may not know it now, but there is always a reason. There's always a larger picture going on. And another word. Last night when I met with one of my mastermind group, I asked a question, how do I? And the answer I got was love. Feel love as much as you can because division is getting worse. It's about to get worse because of the pain that is being experienced nationally, here in America, and all over the world. And here in America, the division is about to hunker down because of where we are in our space of pain, of not wanting to know what's really going on, of not believing, of being in denial. And so we hunker down on teams. But we are one, so name calling is never acceptable. Insulting is never acceptable, but it's pain. It's pain. The other day, someone twice insulted me online. They don't know me, they're a stranger. And they insulted me because I was being positive. And they called me 2 names together. And one used to trigger me. One is an insult using a female body part. It's like the worst thing you can call a woman. And then they added something to it that didn't even make sense. So that was the second word. And they did it twice. When I was being positive. That's their pain. That's their rage. That's their agony. But I can't go back to them and say really much about it. I did reply in a positive way to them, but I can't do too much, and I'll tell you why. Because then it comes off as condescending. We have to watch. We should not enter their level. We should not return names with names, or hate with hate, or rage with rage, or pain with pain. But also, it's not our job always to word fixing it. Do words to try to fix it. Because it's just going to cause more rage sometimes. But I'm not saying that you should do nothing. Be your positive, loving self. The best thing to do, and if you are one that listens every week, you know this, that I say this, is to send them energy of love and healing, and that all is well, and that they forgive themselves. People who are feeling, and forgive others, by the way, people who are feeling pain emotionally and mentally, people who are raging, people who feel like victims, people who want to blame others, that didn't come from their adulthood. That came from what was passed down. And so we have to understand that. Sometimes generations. And boy, is it going on a lot right now. Because there's evidence to the contrary of what they believe in. But they can't accept it because they want to hunker down in their pain, in their denial. All we could do is send that wonderful energy and pray. And I've seen people match name calling with name calling. But it isn't right no matter what side it's on. Calling someone stupid is not going to bring healing. Calling someone a libtard is not going to fix it. It's just projecting out pain no matter what. And it's our job to heal our pain within and to feel peace and wholeness and freedom and gratitude and love. And we're not taught to love unconditionally, but that's where we're supposed to go. We're all going there at some point. It's hard because we are just programmed to have conditions on it. But whatever you can do to send pure energy out to those who need it, and it's best to do it silently, they will receive it. They will. I always remember Franco Zeffirelli's Jesus of Nazareth movie that came out, I think around 1977, with the beautiful blue-eyed Jesus. And there was this moment when St. Peter was screaming at him. And Jesus just stood there with this beautiful, loving smile on his face, just looking at him not being penetrated at all by those screams, not engaging, just peace and joy and warmth and love. This is the way we're all really supposed to be. No matter what, undaunted in our love for each other. And that is how you create space for miracles, because you don't have blocks. When we have lack of love, we generate blocks. When we have fear, we generate blocks. When we have feelings of lack, we generate blocks. When we have judgment, we generate blocks. When we have stress, we have blocks. When we have anger, blocks. Rage. Any of that is about blocks. So in order to undo the blocks, we have to be in a wide open space of peace, of wholeness, of joy and happiness. And it's in the present moment. I get asked quite a bit, how do I relieve my stress, my worry, my anxiety? And of course, always, if you need to talk to a professional, you should. But truly, being in the present moment, notice it. When you're in the present moment and your focus is only in the moment, not to the past, not to worry about the what ifs in the future, you will not feel it. You will feel the calm. You will feel the present. So go there as much as you possibly can, and you literally unlock the doors to all that is trying to come into you. All of it. Every single bit of it. And hold the faith. Hold the faith. Know that it is yours. Know that it is already yours, even if you don't see it. And then at some point, divine physical arrival will happen. And it will feel like it was overnight. So create that space. Whatever you need to do that unburdens you, whether it be material, whether it be backing away from relationships that cause you stress, whether it be needing more sleep, whether it be making more time for creative pursuits. All of that creates space for the miracles that we all wish to have. And yes, you can ask for it for others, but you can't make it all about them. It has to be about you first. And you can't wait for them to receive it, and you can't expect them to be grateful. It has to be unconditional. But yes, you can wish well for others, and we should. We should all be generated and circulating love around to all of us. It is so, so very important. And this is a time like no other time when we need it the most. I hope that was helpful. Think about what you can do. Make a list. Start at number 1 and keep doing with that to-do list. Make the time. It's worth it to bring yourself a better life. If you're listening to this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and share. And if you are listening to it in any other space and you can like and comment, please do so. And I'm grateful to each and every one of you who listen. I get feedback all the time about how positively impactful this podcast is. And it increases my gratitude because I started it to serve. And I can't tell you, it's like an overwhelming gratitude. So thank you, thank you, thank you to you. And once again, check out my website at lisahop.com. And again, Facebook. business page, Lisa M. Hop, Spiritual Coach and Medium. I also have a personal page, but I post some personal things there, but truly, and some inspirational messages. But to find out about the work, to really know what's happening, it's best to go to the business page. So please be sure to go if you haven't already. Thank you again. Have a wonderful Sunday if you're listening on Sunday, and a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you next time.